Meow. Yeah. Um, it's been a while. Um, well, it. I've been so busy that I don't remember how to do this. But we're gonna jump right into It Gets So Lonely here. Um, so trigger warning: this light novel does not feature any explicit textual or graphical de- depictions of blood or gore. It does, however, mention these topics: drowning, being buried alive, cannibalism, bullying, veiled mentions of homophobia, which might upset people, so reader discretion is advised. And as per usual, I do not know how to speak English. But this game is once again by Ebihime. I think this creator, Game Dev, question mark, is known to be making like um wow, brain gone. Yuri, basically. Yeah. So this game is available in English, Dutch, France, Francis. What? Okay, I'm not gonna attempt to pronounce all these. Espanol, Portuguese. Uh, I don't know if this is like 繁体中文 or 简体中文, but there's Chinese order. Korean, something. So the story goes, you're running through a forest. It is dark at night, and the sky is as black as pitch, whatever that means. The trees which surround you, jutting out of the earth like an eerie monuments to a foreign god, are blotting out most of the moonlight. You do not know where you're going. You have no map, no route, no plan. You have no desire as you run, safe to escape. You cannot let yourself be caught. All you can do is run on and on and on. But despite all of your hard work, your best efforts will invariably be in vain. It's already too late for you after all. You'll never escape from me. So, features about 50k words of text, approximately 2 to 3 hours of reading, probably more because I'm reading out loud and I also suck at reading. A branching story with several choices. 800 times 600 resolution for that old timey aesthetic. Custom character artwork, a custom sound clip, a custom soundtrack which comes bundled with the visual novel. Three pretty girls who would love you to death. Three exciting ways to die. Amazing. An artfully amused narrator who berates you for your poor life decisions. Okay, great. Cannibalism. Oh, do I wanna read the credits? I'll read the credits. Writing and programming by Ebihime. Character art is by Mosi Nasi. GUI by L Duartor. Background art, various Creative Commons sources found on Flickr. Music by Yuzuki. German translation by Sariana. French translation by Hugo Lorenzini and Shotsuko. Spanish translation by Ryun. Brazilian Portuguese translation by Felipe Pulo. Chinese translation by Yuri Atelier. Korean translation by Claret. Russian translation by Mikhail Korny Pony Burov Kosolapin. I'm not gonna attempt the Ukrainian ones, but there's a Ukrainian translation and editor. So this game also has a official sequel, but we'll just focus on the It Gets Lonely here. Yeah. Yep. Okay. Think I'm probably warmed up in talking, but we're just gonna go with the English version. Okay. I hope this is clear. music might be a bit loud, so I'm gonna tone that down a little bit. Somewhere. Somewhere. こうやって、どうかな? I think I want my voice to be more clear than the music, but whatever. I'm just gonna do it like this for now. Yeah. So we're gonna start. You're running through a forest. Where's the autoplay? Is this autoplay? Can't tell. It is late at night, and the sky is as black as pitch. Kore autoplay ka na? Matte. Oh. There's nothing to light your way, save for the moon's milky glow, but its rays. Try it. That's very fast. Okay, I guess I will not do that. To light your way. Oh my god. Hello? Wait, pause. That's really fast for some reason. There's nothing to light your way to save for the moon's milky glow, but its rays cannot reach you. Not properly. The trees which surround you, jutting out from the earth like an eerie monument to a foreign god, are blotting out most of the light. You cannot see where you're going, even if you had commenced your flight at a more sensible hour. However, the light of the sun to aid you would be of little use. You do not know where you are going. You do have no map, no route, or no plan, and no plan. You're running like a frightened animal, anxious and nervy, with no destination in mind. You have no desire as you run, save to escape. You cannot let yourself be caught. If that were to happen, you are certain that you would be ruined. You have no choice, therefore, but to keep going on. Oh, wait, I read that wrong. But to keep going, on and on and on, though your feet are screaming at you for mercy. You have no idea how long you have been running. Time has begun to blend together. It has lost all meaning. Something sharp snags at the hem of your skirt, but you do not have the luxury to pause and examine what has happened. Instead, you tug. Your skirt tears, the sound splitting through the forest, and you stumble towards with a shocked gasp. You are free, but at what cost? Your skirt has been irrevocably damaged. It might be too late to worry about such trivial matters now, though. If you do not start running again, and soon she will catch you, then your life will be over. You do not know if she's still following you, but you do not want to risk looking over your shoulder. If you were to see her, silhouetted behind a tree, beneath the tree, looking at you with that sickly sweet smile which once ensnared you, you would lose what little nerve you possess. Your legs would lock up and your blood would freeze in your veins. Then you would crumple. You would fall, but you would not hit the ground. She would beat her to catch you. Did she not promise, when you make that contract, that you would never be alone? You would like to take back what silly wish of yours, but it is too late for that. It is too late for a lot of things. All you can do is run. You run and run and run, while icy fog swirls about your feet. It is cold enough to sap the heat from your body, and you shudder from it. It feels as though you were drowning. It feels as though you are being buried alive. Your knees and your shins, meanwhile, are bleeding. You cannot endure much more of this. But if you value your own life, you must. You run, and you run, and you run until, at long last, you reach a fork in the road. There are 3 paths which split off through the forest. Well, 4 if you count the path down which you came. You cannot exactly double back on yourself though. Not when you have put so much effort into running forward. You can only press on. The tree paths are signposted, which is a which is something of a strange sight given that you are so deep in the forest. Dark though it might be, you have grown accustomed to the shadows. You can just about pick out the writing on this old dilapidated dilapidated wait, hold on. I'm not reading it, sorry. Dilapidated dilapidated hold on. I'm pulling out my Google. Yeah. I'm making you guys wait. Oh. Like sometimes English has one of the hardest words to pronounce. Like I am aware that they take it from other languages, but dilapidated, dilapidated, signpost, dilapidated. Okay, dilapidated, signpost, curved and slanted, though it is. Your fate, if you forgive me for sounding cliche, is in your own hands. Now I wonder, which path would you take? Okay, so based on Ebihime's like games, I feel like whichever I take, I will still like go back to the first, like, you know, shadows and like, you know, save yourself or whatever. Okay, I'm gonna save one slot here. Yeah. Save that. How do I go back? Oh, here's the button. Okay. I don't remember which game it was. I think it was Broken Glass, Shattered Glass, something glass. But whichever options I picked, it kind of, I kind of went back to the option that I did not pick. If that even makes sense. But let's go to the. I want to go. Where do I want to go? I feel like the castle is. No, let's go to the shore. Okay. So, you want to go to the shore? Okay, the narrator is like kind of an asshole, I would say. So I'm just gonna. Oh my god. Hey, good idea. Is it a good idea? I don't know. What will you discover there, I wonder? This night is far from over, and there are any number of adventures still awaiting you. I hope that you have prepared yourself in advance. And I do hope for your sake that you've learned how to swim. Oh, I'm going to the drowning route immediately. I have a sneaking suspicion that this skill might come in handy. You follow the path which leads to the shore, supporting yourself on very aching limbs, which feel ready to snap at the knee beneath the burden of your weight. You are little more than a wisp of girl, but you have been running for so long and your feet are so very numb. You feel like a grade lumbering thing. You need to lie down, and quickly. You only hope, as you continue to run, that you find a means to escape your current predicament by the shore. You do not know what awaits you, but you have visions of a harbor extending out to the horizon, cradling a fleet of white-sailed fishing vessels. Surely there are kind fishermen who would be willing to take you far, far away on this boat, to a place where your pursuer will not be able to find you. You can imagine, too, the face of this kindly fisherman, the face you have lifted from the fairy tales you read in abundance as a small child. He'll have thick, bushy brows and a dark brown beard streaked through with gray. He will look intimidating at a glance, but he'll be fiercely protective of you, just like a father. You do not know what fathers are supposed to be like. Great. You are only imagining.